First ladies are now no longer content to walk 3 paces behind their husbands, or even merely to stand at their sides. They're now determined to step forward and be counted on issues close to their hearts, and to make sure their influence is felt on the world stage and that they can affect real change. The First Ladies are beginning to organize themselves in a cohesive way.
In my speech, I will share with you. I think when we come to summits like this one, we all have one voice. I think one voice will carry a bigger weight than a single First Lady talking about educating a child, especially from a tender age. So if we come together as one voice, I think it will carry a bigger voice.
The theme of this year's inaugural summit was A Child Today, a Leader Tomorrow, with a strong focus on providing adequate education to boost children's opportunities for a decent life and to contribute to their country's development.
This summit is all about preparing children for the future. The children of Sierra Leone have been deprived, they have suffered, so I am bringing them hope. We are preparing them for leadership and proper leadership.
I brought a message of change to the conference. Tenacity. Believe in what they're saying, believe in what they're doing, and get it done.
The summit was the brainchild of Malaysia's First Lady.
As First Ladies, I believe we are strategically placed to be social advocates for community initiatives in the areas of leadership, education, empowerment, and social development. As individuals having the privilege of prominence, we have the opportunity to direct public attention to critical and urgent matters.
In his address at the conference opening, First Lady Rosma's husband spoke of how the role of a First Lady can complement that of a Prime Minister or President.
And more often than not, this role as the voice of social conscience, speaking for those who are less privileged or those who have somehow fallen through the cracks in a system, have been forgotten and neglected by society, dovetails nicely with the more political and governmental role of heads of government.
That's clearly happened here in Malaysia. Rosma pushed for the government to launch an initiative in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University of the United States. It has seen the creation of 500 early childhood education centers targeting children from rural areas and the urban poor. The initiative is now being expanded to create centers for academically and musically gifted children as well. That fits neatly with the Malaysian Prime Minister's goal of creating a more highly skilled workforce and stemming the brain drain in order to make the country's economy more competitive.
We have to start now. We cannot delay anymore. Otherwise, our neighboring countries will overtake us and they will take away our gifted children. And our gifted children are really our important asset.
Malaysia is currently working on a major overhaul of its education system, but in many ways is a model for developing countries. It has free, universal education through secondary school and enjoys high levels of literacy.
First of all, I have to identify the things that are working here in Malaysia and compare them to our cultures in Zambia so that I can relate what's happening here and also in Zambia and also make it work there because our lifestyles are similar. So I think what's working here could work in Zambia as well.
Girls are not marginalized in Malaysia's education system, with many going on to university, where they actually form a majority. That's not the case in many of the countries represented at the summit.
The empowerment of girls is really important because educating a woman means giving an education to a nation because she is the person who will be in contact with the children every day, building the future of the nation.
After 3 days of formal and informal discussions, the First Ladies and ministers from some 30 countries hammered out a joint declaration. It commits the First Ladies to work with governments, business, NGOs and the media to mobilize resources to improve children's future prospects in education and safeguard their welfare in their homes and in their communities. They intend to take their declaration to the United Nations to push for support and action.
They will listen to us. We are agents of change. We are between United Nations and our people. We are a voice of the people. We are a voice of the voiceless. So we are agents and influences of change.
I've been so impressed with the level of discussion, the sincerity of your commitment, and the quality of the outcomes.
Malaysia has offered to host the summit again in 2 years' time, looking to make this a regular fixture to ensure that First Ladies from the developing world have their voices heard, not only by their husbands, but by the world.